Hi, my name's Steve Fairclough and I'm a media composer based in the north of England. I write music for television, radio and cinema, and I use digital audio workstations every day of my working life. In part 2 of this series of 3 short films on computer-based audio recording, I'm going to show you how to optimize your audio PC. When you work with a computer and a sequencer, the most natural method of input for any musician is to simply play it in. After all, that's what we do every day when writing and performing music. Latency is what happens when the PC has to process the data we play in, and trust me, it can be really annoying. You can hear the gap between me pressing the key and the note appearing. So what's happening? When I press a key, a MIDI signal is transmitted to the sound card with a request for the VSTI to play the sound I want. A normal sound card completes a task in milliseconds. The milliseconds your computer takes to carry out word processing instructions are irrelevant because who cares if letters appear on screen a few milliseconds after you type them. But music is a real-time interactive thing. You need to hear the notes as you press the keys, and latency can be disastrous. It's not until you experience latency that you realise what a nuisance it is. Interruptions such as opening windows, responding to key presses and receiving MIDI data mean sound cards can't output data as soon as they receive it, because they can't guarantee that the stream of data will not be broken. Instead, they need to buffer sounds being recorded and played back. And this is what causes a delay. If the buffer is large enough to accommodate an interruption, the sound card can deliver seamless audio. But if an interruption is long enough, the buffer will output all its data before there's time to feed in more, and you'll hear a gap in the audio. On dedicated professional sound cards, you set the ASIO buffer size. The bigger the buffer, the smoother audio playback will be. The trade-off is that a bigger buffer takes more time to fill, and a lag can be introduced into the audio playback. So when setting up, load your sequencer and an instrument patch and spend some time adjusting the buffer size to allow for the most data to be buffered without it affecting the sound quality. The Audio Stream Input-Output Driver, or ASIO, for Pro sound cards provides a low-latency, high-fidelity interface between software and sound card, which bypasses the layers of intermediary Windows software and connects directly to the sound card, giving you a better, more responsive playing experience. Okay, a few do's and don'ts. If you're looking to record audio, you want as close to a dedicated system as you can get. In other words, surf the net on a different computer. If your PC is a dedicated system, tweak the operating system to remove anything that's unnecessary. Your goal is to keep your OS as streamlined as possible. Keep your audio PC away from the internet. Not only will you be more productive, but connecting a computer to the internet requires hardware and software that can be detrimental to an audio setup. Even with a wired solution, a virus checker and a firewall will consume resources and interfere with specialist audio applications. Consider installing 2 instances of Windows on your PC, one for everyday use and another for creating music. This way, if a virus infects your everyday system, your work will be protected. Turn off all the devices you don't require from the System Device Manager. The CPU will be able to work harder for your audio applications. Open up your PC every few months and check your fans are dust-free. This ensures better airflow and a cooler machine, which means less heat and noise. Make sure you update your drivers. New drivers increase compatibility, add new features and fix old issues, so check for updates every few months. And defragment your drives on a regular basis. Tidy data is quicker to access. Other tweaks can further improve your system's performance. A specialist audio supplier like Scan will configure these tweaks for you before you even receive your machine, saving you time and ensuring you get the best possible performance straight out of the box. Even this lovely PC doesn't have the processing power to fit my every need. Luckily, I've more than one. You can increase your available processing power by pairing your older PCs. vStack from Steinberg is a VST host that runs on a remote PC, which is essentially just a rack you can load your VSTIs into. It connects to your sequencer remotely and can be controlled by Steinberg's own system link standard or standard via MIDI. A robust solution developed for live use, it's quick and easy to use. FX Teleport was developed for studio use. It makes use of your network to offload processing tasks to other machines on the LAN, enabling different machines to power synths and plugins. This is a loaded question. There's no right or wrong answer, but it's worth investigating. Let me give you some examples of how sample rates and bit rates can affect the sound of your recording. This first example is a pristine recording at 44.1 and 24-bit. The next example is still 44.1, but this time it's only at 8-bit. And finally, this is recorded at 16-bit, but at a sample rate of 2K. So the principle behind recording at 48K or 96K is to capture more information. But at some point, most musicians transfer their music to CD, which requires conversion back down, and that can create problems. By recording at lower sampling rates, you're allowing more noise to make it into the recording as the hardware guesses the missing data whilst oversampling. Later on, that noise will be mixed into the recording. By recording at higher bit rates, you minimize noise at the earliest stage and ensure better quality sound going into the mix. Once you've mixed and mastered your recording, you can convert to lower bit rates and dither down properly in the digital domain to keep noise to a minimum.